coming to my mother's 80th birthday party. Today is the actual day of her birthday. But if y'all want to just kind of look at the menu and he'll come take your orders in about 5 minutes. You don't have to stay seated. Y'all can get up and mingle, but he will be coming around in a few minutes just to get your order. There's coffee, tea, I think coffee, tea, sodas, house wine. If for some reason you want something else, beer, something else, there's a cash bar right around the corner if there's something else you want. You don't have, like I said, you don't have to stay seated. Y'all can mingle around, but he'll take your order in about 5 minutes. And also, this is Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
He has worked here for 40 years. And Tuesday is his only day off, and I begged him to come and work on his day off. Yes, I love Carlos. I see him every day. He works in our neighborhood, and so anyways, he came on his day off, so treat him well.
I can't move.
We got it. That's good.
She's shaking. I would just like to raise a glass to the lady of the night and happy birthday. We're so proud.
Lady of the night.
Cheers today. As hard as we can get it. Grateful to share this day with you.
Thank y'all.
Cheers. And if anyone else would like to say anything, now is a good time to do so. Cheers. We love you. Thanks for letting us be a part of your special day.
I do want to say I do want to acknowledge 2 other people whose birthdays the same as mine, December 19th. One is Marcia Bain Craven's mother, Elaine Sutherland Brown. Her birthday was December 19th. December 19th. Same as me. What? And Nancy and Skip Tice over there, their grandson Hayden's birthday is also today. And I think he's having a birthday party, and she came here because she figured he'd be having more birthday parties. So she went with the odds. She's a good odd person. Don't ever gamble with her. Oh my Lord, no. Men have been put to shame. Oh, anyway.
Okay.
So
My sister's birthday, Terry Ann, was the same as yours.
oh, so okay. So Larry had a sister whose birthday was also the 19th. So yeah, good year. Yeah.
Good day.
Good day.
Have come. There's a lot of things going on in everyone's lives, and as we get older, our health doesn't always allow us to come. So I thank you very much. I know it means a lot to Mom, and I think we were going to go around the room, and what I would like to hear, like when you hear Mom's name, what's the first thing that pops in your head, which could be a hilarious answer, actually. Party. So I guess we can start. Okay, we're going to start with Cannon. This is my daughter, Cannon.
The first thing I think about is how KK says, well, that's her phrase. And that's every time since I was little, I hear her say, well, and it's stuck in my head. That's probably it.
And E.L. used to always say, such a deep thought for such a shallow. I was saying it back then, way before you were born.
Yeah.
So ever since I was little, I remember going with KK to like antique malls. So whenever I think about her, I always think about antique malls.
Well, when I think about Kay, it has to do with detail. She has an eye for it and will obsess on it, and there is no one that is more detail-oriented than you, Kay.
When I think of Mom, I think of like an earth angel. To me, she was, the first person I loved, and I just thought everything in this world was as beautiful as her, and she sets the tone, and the tone is so angelic. So that's what I think of when I think of her, is she's an earth angel, and we're blessed to have her with us.
Here we go. Come here.
Oh gosh. Here we go.
Where's your filter?
Person I didn't invite you had your filter.
Anyway, I want to tell you some things about Kay that you may not know, and about me that you may not know, and Marcia doesn't even know. Diane didn't know. This is the first woman I ever slept with. We were 5 years old. Happy King and Colonel Cravens would get together and have a party and everything else. They'd put Kay out of bed every night. Then they'd get us up. It's the first one I ever slept with. I love her ever since.
Now they'd scoop us up and carry us to the car,
Yeah.
After the parties. But every weekend, they'd take turns at different couples and have their parties. And we'd finally wear out, and then they'd throw us in a bed somewhere and close the door and keep partying.
Anyway, now you know the true story.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Best friend forever. We went to kindergarten together. We went everywhere together. Mildred was our kindergarten.
Yeah, my aunt my aunt Mildred had a kindergarten, and I went earlier because I was the niece. And she used to be a school teacher here in the public schools, but she got fired because they caught her in Fort Worth with her husband. You were not allowed to marry back then.
The teacher?
No, it was scandalous. And so you were not, flight attendants and teachers could not marry. And I always wondered why I had these old maid school teachers. It's because back when they couldn't marry.
I got married.
Yeah. So, anyway, and Don and I went to our first dance together because we didn't have a choice. We were class representatives in the 6th grade at South Davis School, and the student council was having a dance. And so that was for 8th graders, but since we were student council reps, we could go. So by default, we got to go to the dance. And I have other stories about that, but that's all. I'll talk about it.
Well, since we're here, now, Kay and I did not have a similar experience as Tom and Kay had. We didn't have that.
So she didn't sleep around.
But I do remember the first time that I saw Kay. She was just glowing. She was wearing, as I recall, a blue satin suit that was kind of Western style with the fringe on it and all that sort of thing back in the day. And she yodeled. And I wonder if you can still yodel. All right.
Oh yeah, did you get that? That'll win you the talent contest in the 2nd grade at Westside School if you could yodel.
Me. So this might be racist for all blacks. Like KK, but if you put another K, you probably won't know about it. It's pretty hilarious, but yeah, pretty. But well, she's very honest and very concerning and very kind.
Who's next?
Whenever I think of KK, I think of a nice, loving grandma.
Hi, Art. I'm Kay's step-husband. When you have kids with somebody, they're not your ex, they're your step. So when I first met Kay,
I came to her rescue because this one and that one were climbing all over the tables at the restaurant, and she needed help getting them under control. So next thing you know, we were engaged and got married. So I knew she had a lot of stuff, so I went over to Shady Valley and I bought a lot from Elaine Sutherland on the golf course. And then I built the biggest house I could build on that lot, close to 10,000 square feet, for all of her stuff. So when we started moving into it, those tractor trailer trucks just kept coming and coming and coming. So that's a little bit more than you asked for, but that's all true, and she'll verify it. Right?
Now you're doing 20,000. We're somehow celebrating her 80th birthday, but she's so spunky you would never think that she's 80 if you saw her in the grocery store. And a decorator, she decorated for my housewarming party, she decorated for my wedding, and she even came here early before anybody else was here and decorated for her own party. Yeah, that's Kay. That is Kay. Yes, right on.
Active. She's always doing something, always a part of an organization. Any organization I hear about, KK's probably in it, you know? She's active, she's helped us decorate for our housewarming, help us decorate our house a little bit, so I think of active when I think of KK.
I'm sure she's helped decorate more than a little.
Oh,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I kind of exist in the house.
He
that
lives
she-
with me.
Don't put it that way, Miss K.
You know, she
I
does sleep
exist in the
around.
house that Miss K happens to be in, and so when I think of Miss K, the first word that came to mind was generous. For those who don't know, her main connection was with this guy, and so because he works in the same area, the same church that she goes to, there's that initial connection. I'm just a guy trying to make a career, and she knows nothing about me. I come and visit, intending to look for apartments, and she says, she started thinking about details of bedding arrangements, things. I'm like, wait. So absolutely flabbergasted. But when I think of Miss Kate, it's definitely very generous. Lots of great dinners, just at a dining room table, enjoying each other's company. But you've been very gracious to me, and Brock by extension. So I just thank you for all that you've done for just some guy from Alabama. I appreciate it,
There is no time that Kay and I haven't worked together because we're decorating partners. That we haven't been someplace decorating, and we both turn around and look at each other, and there is glitter from here to here. And try to get that off before you go to the dinner that you just decorated. You can't do it. My second thing when I think of Kay, it's the biggest, hardest person I know. And she will do anything for anybody. And to prove a point, every one of the things that we decorate for, we do for free because of her. If it's a non-profit, we go free, no matter how small or no matter how big. And it's all because of this woman. She's the best, and she's a friend that I will never give up.
One of the main things that come to mind, I like to make the meals at home, like at dinner, and try to make the dinners. I cannot tell you how many times I felt like the mom of a teenage daughter trying to get her home in time to eat dinner because she's out and about doing things. And she finally comes in and we have a great time, but and I mean, I'll make desserts, I'll do all these things, and like, would you like something? She'll just always say like, well, if you insist. You just, her spirit has not aged a day since she was young, so I want to say she's young.
My mom makes me best chocolate pie in the entire world. So if y'all need a chocolate pie, she's your girl.
When I'm okay. I'll come over. When I think of Kay, I think of a good neighbor. You may not know that I'm really a lot closer to Kay than most of you because we lived across the street from each other. And we live in a world now where most of us don't even know our neighbors. You know, at that time, growing up, we knew each other. We knew everybody in the neighborhood. We went to each other's houses, and it was just a wonderful time. So, and the other thing is, what happens on Woods Drive stays on Woods Drive. Happy birthday.
I think of Kay, I think about Rotary Blood Drops.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
known as the vampire. She's after his face blood.
My name is Steve East, and I grew up on Mesquite Street next to Kay's grandmother, Hallie King. And this was in the 8th grade, I believe. I had had the Asian flu for about 2 weeks, had no visitors except for Kay one day. She showed up and patted me on the knee and said she was sorry, and I really appreciated that. And I was lonesome.
They never forgot.
I first met Kay online, believe it or not. She was somebody named, I forget the first name, Green.
Jenny Green.
Jenny Green. But
Jenny
we realized
was the first
online
name
that
of
we...
one of my great-grandmothers, and Green was the last name of another great-grandmother.
Okay. But what was interesting, we made that connection, and then we realized we knew a lot of the same people together. And a special moment for me was actually the first time I met you in person, Kay, at Jay Gilligan's. We danced together, and this gal did a video of both of us. We were so fluid and wonderful dancing together.
You put that on YouTube.
Yes, I did. But thank you, love you, thank you.
One word for Kay is always late. When I'm cooking ribs, I'm cooking steak and potatoes, we always gotta say, be there at 5, so she'll be there by 6.
Yes.
And
Don't tell her, don't tell her.
Oh, I let out the cat out of the bag, didn't I?
You did.
Okay. She's a wonderful friend for life. Fortunately, I've met her through my wife, Barbara, and I've never met a better person in my life.
That's right.
I think they call it making an entry.
When I think of Kay, I think of someone that never gives anything away. If you need a cheerleading uniform from Kay, probably still has hers. If you need vintage clothing, Kay has it. So Kay, just go to Kay if you have a dress up for the 60s, 70s, or 80s, because she'll have something.
Born, so.
Yes.
She's kind of my adoptive godmother, just because my sister's her godmother. And when I think of Kay, though, I think of Yorkies, because when I was little, she always had these Yorkies around in that big house that Art was talking about. And I remember playing with them. And I remember one of them got out.
Oh no.
And had relations with a Chihuahua. And I ended up with that puppy. It was a Yorkie Chihuahua, and it was the best dog ever. So thank you, Kay, and happy birthday.
Glad you had a glass of wine before you spoke. That helped. Yeah.
Start from the beginning.
I said, thank you for your kind words. I'm glad y'all had some wine before you spoke, because that helped. Put you in maybe a different frame of mind that you normally wouldn't have had, maybe. I'm thinking back, I'm 6 days before Christmas. It never has been a real good time to have a birthday, so I never really liked birthdays real well. And I always wondered why my dad always bragged about he's going to be 80. Well, I understand now. I've been bragging that I'm going to be 80. It's like, you're just glad to be alive. That's something to celebrate at this point. And everybody has their birthday that's kind of their bummer. Most people it's 40. For me, it was 30. I was nervous the whole year. I was 29. I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 30. How did I get there that fast? And by the time I hit 30, I cried the whole day. I made myself ill. I had to go to bed. It was too much. 40 was a breeze because I had Rachel 3 months before I was 40, and I kept thinking, I can't be 40. I've got this new baby. Nobody has a new baby at 40.
No sleep.
Well, they didn't back then. So, so I breezed through that. For my dad, it was 60. I gave him this surprise birthday party. He suffered through it. But when I gave him an 81, oh, he loved it. He bragged and bragged. So if you make it to 80, that's bragging rights. So may we all make it to at least 80 and then beyond. So, yeah, we all have our little moments. But God's good. God's got us all alive on earth. Peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Amen.
Thank you that they're still on this earth, and I thank you for their healings and well-beings and their blessings of them and their households. I thank you for a hedge of protection over all of us today and every day of our lives. I thank you that you lead and guide us by your Spirit. I thank you that our names are written in the book of life, and those who are not, I pray that they will be. And I thank you that you're the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and nothing is impossible to them that believe. And thank you that you have put us all in our lives for whatever plans and purposes you have for us. Pray that you'll bless this food to the nourishment of our body, minds, and souls. In Christ's name, amen. Okay, I want to thank y'all all again for coming. I want to thank my 3 daughters for commemorating 80 years of life. Thank you initially for Audra. She got it started. She had had an 80th party for her father at this same location. I also want to mention that Matt Martin over here said that he and Peggy had their first date at this restaurant. Aww. So it does have some meaning for them. So that's worth noting. And they're still together. As a matter of fact, Peggy was Rachel's favorite teacher ever. That's noteworthy. So, but I really do thank my 3 daughters and my grandchildren and family for getting this all together. Mallory designed the invitation, and
make sure you sign it
also
out.
The cake Ashley made, and let me tell you,
don't leave without tasting the cake.
She has made cakes for weddings, and I have never had a better tasting cake at a wedding than what Ashley makes. So it is worth the taste. I'm sure she has not lost her touch. I haven't had one of her cakes in a long time, but I have yet to see a better cake than what she has. Now Brock is a great baker over there, and but I've never tasted a wedding cake from Brock. So anyway, do you sing happy birthday? You get a good taste of that. It's worth it.
With
Thank
that
y'all.
said, let's sing happy birthday. We'll light the candle. Okay. Yeah, come on over here.
Were you at that event that was the cancer event that we did in Grapevine?
I decided I'd put all the candles. I didn't know how much heat candles make. The whole cake started sliding down the table. I realized after that you don't put all the candles past a certain age.
Can you see?
Oh, is that one of those things?
Can't be about.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kay. Happy birthday to you.
I remember one time she made this wedding cake, and I was the driver for the destination, and she had some guys sitting in the back of my SUV holding it, and it was lots of big hills going up and down. And every time I'd go down one, they'd go, whoa! And they'd go, whoa. Well, fortunately, she brought some extra icing to reconstruct the cake. We found out later you're supposed to construct the cake once you get there if you got a tall cake. You don't try to transport
That would be awfully hard, yeah.
like this.
It was before TikTok and anything else.
Yeah, we had
You had nothing to
information.
follow.
It was delicious, but it was trying times with that cake.
Now you're not I get to die.
No, we're not.
I'm just saying. Or maybe the rapture.
No, we're not doing Thelma and Louise either.
No. Or maybe the rapture.
Yeah, maybe we'll.
Well, we better plan this out better.
Ladies?
She's a planner. She's a planner.